Seoul city stay. Seoul has come into its own. Modern, but also deeply traditional. Shiny, but also proudly wearing the patina of centuries-old rich history. Seoul is a mega city guarded by 4 mountains and a city wall. A typical day in Seoul will include experiences from the past, such as a visit to a temple, and the present as you experience living history at the DMZ. Day 1. On arrival at modern Incheon Airport, you might be tempted to stay and explore. It's so modern and interesting. However, we would suggest you postpone this activity until your day of departure. You'll be transferred from the airport to your hotel for the following 3 nights. The rest of the day is of a leisure. Now, when you arrive into Seoul, you've got a number of different options in regards to accommodation. There's either a 4-star property, such as the IBC Seoul that you can see here, or for those maybe looking for a little bit more creature comforts, the beautiful Schiller Seoul, which is a 5-star hotel as well. So on day of arrival, transferred to your hotel, rest up, relax, because on day 2, it is time to explore. This morning is devoted to the traditional side part of Seoul. On a guided tour, you'll see Jogyesea Temple, the chief temple of Korean Buddhism. The temple dates back to the late 14th century and plays a leading role in the current state of Seon Buddhism in South Korea. Next is Gyeongbokgung Palace, once the main royal palace of the Joseon dynasty. Built in 1395, you'll feel as if you have travelled back in time as you observe the impressive changing of the guard ceremony. This afternoon is free for you to explore. This may mean taking in Seoul's amazing markets and seeing some of the fresh produce, or maybe walking along the city wall and checking out the amazing sights of this city. Or, alternatively, checking out Jimjalangbang for some self-care and a cultural experience rolled into one. A Jimjalangbang is a large, sex-segregated public bathhouse in South Korea, furnished with hot tubs, showers, Korean traditional kiln saunas, and massages. It is certainly a place not to be missed and a great place to get that authentic cultural experience. Back to your hotel this afternoon, maybe dinner at the hotel or out on the streets of Korea, because on day 3, it's off to the DMZ. Today is all about living history as you visit the demilitarized zone. The DMZ is a no-man's land about 30 miles north of Seoul that was established in the 1953 Korean War Armistice Agreement, a border barrier that divides the Korean peninsula roughly in half. It was established to serve as a buffer zone between the countries of North and South Korea. The DMZ is approximately 160 miles long and about 2.5 miles wide. Within the DMZ is a meeting point between the two nations, where negotiations take place and is known as the Joint Security Area. Subject to the political climate, it is sometimes possible to visit the JSA, the Joint Security Area. That evening, you return to your hotel, well rested, and then on day 4, it is time to leave. Now, before heading to the airport, you may want to check out one of the beautiful Seoul malls, or maybe you want to do a little bit of shopping in one of the 24-hour markets in and around the region, or maybe you just want to sit down and have one last great Korean food. Even though that this is only a short package, 3 nights, 4 days, you've seen so much in Seoul. This is a great starting point to other places throughout Seoul, or this is another great option in regards to traveling on to your next destination. As we touched on earlier, the Incheon Airport will be your place of departure, an award-winning airport, one of the most futuristic designs anywhere in the world. You'll have to wave goodbye, but it won't be so long because you'll be planning your next stay in Seoul.